magic is really the wrong word for it. There's an entire mythos or religion that got sort of wiped out by. Terrence McKenna talks about it a lot. It got kind of wiped out by, superstition. So, witchcraft, as we understand it now, because of Hollywood, is ladies riding around on brooms and shit. But it just used to be midwifery. It used to be like healing women who would deliver babies and stuff. But these were all connected to. They all had pagan roots, and so essentially you can follow back this branch of data that some people say started in Sumeria or Egypt, ways of meditating, ways of connecting with the universe that are ritualistic in nature, but seem mysterious to us because even though, if you want to see what it looks like, just look at a Catholic Mass. You're looking at a ceremony. It's theurgy, I guess you'd call it. That is a magical ceremony where bread gets converted into the flesh of a god that you eat. So they're all wearing robes, they're burning incense. So that is magic. That's what ceremonial magic looks like. It's non-different from ceremonial magic. Someone in the Catholic Church might tell you, this isn't magic. This is me praying to the infinite and asking for forgiveness. That's magic. You're connecting with a divine intelligence. You're hoping from your connection with the divine intelligence to produce some change in your own psychology, in your own life, and maybe create good fortune or whatever it is you're praying for, healing, whatever it may be. That's magic. So magic is that, and that I'm not saying the Catholicism would necessarily be considered a branch of magic. But one of the things he said in this interview is if the Bible is one of the most powerful magical grimoires there is. You read that shit, if you really look in it, there's all kinds of bizarre stuff that doesn't seem to make it onto Christian radio.
Like what?
Well, when in the book of Genesis, it's why do they refer to themselves as a plurality? When God's talking, it's not when they're saying why do we throw Adam and Eve out of the garden? It's if we don't do something about this, they will become like us. There's a plurality that's being mentioned there. And so what is that plurality? So throughout the Bible, there's mentions of angels. The book of Ezekiel, the famous one that ufologists go to, there's all these contacts with angels, hyperdimensional beings that have some data set they want to bring to the world. Quite often, depending on what book you're in, it's some terrifying prophecy about the end of the world that's coming. But sometimes it's, some message of hope or some message of healing. So you could say magic is a non-Christian oriented method for connecting with those various entities using ritual. That's one branch of it. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, these beings exist or don't exist, but you could say if you wanted to get psychological, you could say we have buried inside of us archetypes, bits of the collective that are buried deep inside of us, and that there are ways to connect to these little fragments of the collective mind. And, many people have their own method for doing that. One of the methods to do that might be doing a ritual. And for a moment, allowing yourself to imagine that you're trying to talk to an extra-dimensional being. Aleister Crowley famously did one of these rituals and contacted I can't remember what the being was called, but it looks like a gray alien. This is before people were talking about gray aliens. Will you look that up?
Did he draw it?
He drew it. There's a drawing of it, yeah, and it looks like a gray alien.
What year was this?
It's like the 1800s.
Aleister Crowley was in the 1800s?
Yeah, right, 1900s.